What is the dominant Hebraic thought, i.e., opinion on the resurrection of the dead? Jewish views on the resurrection of the dead, Tekiyat Hamedim, are diverse, but traditional Judaism, particularly Orthodox Judaism, considers it a core tenet of faith. Here's a breakdown of the dominant Hebraic thought on the matter. 1. Centrality of the belief. Resurrection of the dead is a foundational belief in traditional Jewish theology. It's included as the 13th principle of faith in Maimonides' influential list, which begins with the phrase, "I believe with complete faith that there will be a resurrection of the dead at the time when it will be the will of the Creator." The daily Amidah prayer mentions the resurrection, praising God as the resurrector of the dead. The Mishnah states that those who deny the resurrection have no share in the world to come. 2. Nature of the resurrection. Traditional Judaism holds that the bodies of the dead will be brought back to life and reunited with their souls during the Messianic age. Whether only the righteous or all people will be resurrected is debated, according to my Jewish learning. Some sources suggest people will be resurrected in the same physical state they died, and then God will heal them, according to Mayim acronym. According to the Zohar, all those alive during the resurrection will momentarily die and then be resurrected to a cleansed and purified state. 3. When the resurrection happens. It's believed that the resurrection will occur during the Messianic era, when the Messiah comes. Some believe it will happen 40 years after the ingathering of the exiles to the land of Israel. The righteous, especially those dedicated to Torah study, may be resurrected earlier. 4. Location of the resurrection. It is believed that the dead will be resurrected in the land of Israel. Those buried outside of Israel will be miraculously transported there. 5. Significance. The belief in resurrection affirms the value of the physical body and its role in fulfilling God's will. It emphasizes the significance of human actions in this world, which will be brought to fulfillment in the Messianic era. It represents God's ultimate plan for humanity and the world's restoration to a perfected state. Various interpretations and nuances exist within Jewish thought regarding the resurrection, particularly outside of traditional Orthodox Judaism. For instance, the Reform movement initially rejected the concept of bodily resurrection, but later reinstated its liturgical mention, albeit interpreted metaphorically by some. What are the various ancient Hebraic thoughts on the resurrection? 1. Traditional Old Testament views. Sheol. Initially, the general understanding was that all the dead, regardless of their deeds, went to Sheol, a shadowy underworld realm where they existed as spirits. Hope for the righteous. Over time, a sense of longing and hope for resurrection began to emerge, particularly in prophetic texts such as Isaiah and Daniel. For instance, Isaiah 26 verse 19 speaks of the dead rising, and Daniel 12 verse 2 describes a time when many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Messianic era. This hope for resurrection was often linked to the coming of a messianic era when God would restore Israel and establish a new kingdom. 2. Views of different Jewish groups in the Second Temple period. Pharisees. The Pharisees, a prominent Jewish sect, strongly believed in a future bodily resurrection of the dead, which they believed would occur at the end of the world. They believed in the existence of angels and spirits, and that individuals would be resurrected to reward or punishment based on their actions in life. Sadducees. In contrast, the Sadducees, primarily composed of priests and members of the Jewish aristocracy, rejected the concept of resurrection and a future afterlife. They held a stricter, more literal interpretation of the Torah, which they believed did not explicitly mention resurrection. 3. Later Rabbinic Judaism. Core doctrine. In later Rabbinic Judaism, belief in the resurrection of the dead became a central tenet, expressed in daily prayers like the Amidah and affirmed by Maimonides as one of his 13 principles of faith. Timing of resurrection. There are varying views on when the resurrection will occur, but a common belief is that it will happen after the Messianic era, when all Jews who ever lived will be resurrected and given perfected bodies suitable for eternal life. Purpose of resurrection. Resurrection is seen as a way to unite the body and soul, allowing individuals to experience the ultimate joy of being connected with God in the world to come. It underscores the value of the physical body as a creation of God and emphasizes the significance of human actions in this world in the context of eternity. In essence, while the earliest Hebraic beliefs focused on a shadowy afterlife, the idea of a future, bodily resurrection gained prominence, especially among the Pharisees and later Rabbinic Judaism, becoming a core doctrine intertwined with messianic hope and divine justice.
Turn off the TV and pull the shades and snuggle close. Outside it's raining, the wind is blowing cold. As long as I can see the stars in your eyes tonight, we'll make our own moonlight. A few warm kisses, some old love songs. Turn on some music, unplug the phone. Let's build a fire like we did on that first night. We'll make our own moonlight. Let's fall in love again like we did on that first night. Our eyes were full of stars and the moon was shining bright. Let's build a fire like we did on the first night. Let's make our